Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Helen.
How are you doing?
We're live, going around a number of the polling stations, just trying to get an understanding as to how voting process is like and whether or not voting has started. And so that's what we're on and about.
Right. So we know that the polling centers officially opened some now 22 minutes ago. So far, from what you have observed, are there early birds looking to cast their vote, or is it still relatively quiet?
There have been early birds, Helen. We're just from the RC kindergarten school and RC primary schools where there were early birds, 5 of such early birds seeking to cast their votes and then be gone, which is their intent and purpose. And they were able to do that. They were seated long before the electoral officers could finish setting up the areas for the elections to start. They were seated, 2 women at the RC kindergarten and then 3 at the RC primary. I saw them seated waiting for everything to be done. Even after the officials were done setting up the voting area, voting starts officially at 7, and so they waited for 7 o'clock before they went on to go and vote. And even before that, we saw that the election officials or the presiding officers explained to them the processes as to how the voting would go about, that they will go find the name verification officers. From there, you move to the officer with the DVD machine. Then you proceed to an individual who hand you a ballot paper, the use of indelible ink, and then you're ushered into the voting area where you cast the booth rather, you cast your vote, and then you drop your ballot paper into the ballot box. Then you're out of the voting area. We caught up with her just quickly after she voted, and of the many things she had to say was that she wanted to do it early and have it out of the way. There's been people who suggested that, there could be a bit of disturbance here and there and all of that. But she doesn't believe any of that is expected to happen, and so she just went about her business. She's going home. She'll monitor the process from home, and she's praying that by the end of the day, victory will go to one party and there'll be peace that will reign in the area.
Now, you've been in the area now for some 4 days, coming up to 5 days already. What have you picked? What signals have you picked as far as this issue of tension between the parties and the issue of security? Prior to your arrival in Akwatia, we know that some guns and ammunition had been intercepted by the police. In fact, yesterday, I think I was listening to you interviewing Mustafa Gbande of the NDC, and he says they're on the grounds, and what is being, I suppose, spread in Accra is that there's some tension, there's some potential security unrest, but really on the ground it's different. Can you corroborate this?
Hello, Helen?
Yes, Mauna, did you get that?
Not quite. I just lost you briefly on the telephone.
All right.
If you could just
yes.
wrap up.
I wanted to find out very quickly, I know you are quite busy on the beat, whether or not you are also in agreement with Mustafa Gbande. He says that on the grounds in Akwatia, there is no security threat, really, as compared to what we're hearing in Accra. Is this true? Can you corroborate this?
Well, that is largely true, considering that we have been here and there's been police presence all throughout the Akwatia constituency. In fact, whether you're going to Wenti, you're going to Kusi, Atim Kusi, you're going to Chakwasi, everywhere, whether you're entering the constituency to start off with their police checkpoints, after a few meters, you find police checkpoints where yesterday when we were in the Akwatia township, they were going through the paces of searching vehicles. So they are whether it's a vehicle, whatever type of vehicle it is, they search the vehicle, you open the boot, and they are making sure that they check whether or not people are carrying weapons and all of that. That's been what it's been like. And this morning, since we've been here, even at the RC school, both the kindergarten and then the primary, the police were there in their numbers. In fact, at that school, the police are actually sleeping there. And so we have police officers who are on duty and those who are not, all there. We've seen riot controlling equipment brought in. We've seen body cameras, not just at the RC school. I was at the Akwatia bus terminal polling station as well. We see body cameras have been brought in, and every now and then, vans, pickup vehicles of police officials are moving to and fro. Yesterday, we caught up with the IGP when he was having a session with a number of the police officers who were there. He said, and if I can repeat verbatim, because we couldn't pick the sounds, but we could listen to him deliver those speeches. He said, they must enforce peace by all means. And that's the mandate he's given to them. They must not touch journalists and ensure that journalists are given the freedom to do their work and promising them a reward if they go through the day without touching journalists. But they must enforce peace by all means. They have black Marias which have been circulated in the township. They have riot control.
Mauna, have you spotted any of the black Marias?
Yes, I have. Okay. And just right now, the police van which is moving with equipment which include the riot control vehicle gadget just went past me at Akwatia, Belgium, where I'm currently stationed. There's a street called Belgium at Akwatia, and the truck has just moved past me right now and continuing to distribute these riot control gadgets to officers at respective polling stations. They are just going to another polling station just ahead of me, a few less than 100 meters actually from me, and then going to distribute a lot more of these. And so there is heavy police presence that I can attest to personally because I've seen it. And I've seen the police crisscrossing all throughout the township since we've been here. There are visibility motorbikes as well, which are expected to be moving around the constituency and policing this election. And that's what I can speak to, having been here and witnessed it all throughout, Helen.
Certainly. And finally, Mauna, about the two candidates put forth by the NDC and the NPP, what is the intel that you picked? You've had cause to speak with some residents in the area. Who is the scales tipped in favor of? Are you able to tell at this point, or is it going to be a fierce contest, as has been asserted by the various polls?
Fierce contest. That's very, very true. It will be tight. Both sides are confident of a win. The NDC is sounding a lot more confident of the fact that they've been here longer, they've done the work, and so they are trusting the work that they've done, that it will lead them on to victory. The NPP as well, optimistic of the fact that they will clinch, they'll retain the seat again. And just right now, we're seeing another police pickup truck moving out from that polling station and just going past me again. Both sides are quite confident of the fact that they will be able to win it. When you speak to the residents, particularly in the Akwatia township, it's a very keen contest. I had two people late yesterday who were saying that they were going to vote for the NPP. A while before that, I had heard people as well saying they were going to vote for the NDC. So it's quite tight. I must be very honest with you, very, very tight in terms of how this could lean, but we're here to monitor the process and then report as to how it goes. The decision lies ultimately with the constituents, the over 60,000 constituents who will make that determination today, and we will continue to monitor the process and be here to report it all for the country to as well be a part of this by-election, and we'll see how it goes by close of polls today, Helen.
Fantastic. Mauna, thank you so much for your time. I know that we'll be speaking again in due course as things really start to take shape. Eric Mauna Agbeta reporting there from Akwatia for the by-election. We know NDC's Bernard Bediako faces off against NPP Solomon Esumedu today in the Akwatia parliamentary by-election. This is still your election command center. This is still 3 FM Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. Right about now, 3 Sports on 3 FM Sunrise on 3 FM 92.7.